Check this out, bro. We gonna hit this lick. You feel me? I know we can hit a major lick. And don't worry about nothing. I know where dude keeps his money at. I know how much money dude got. Plus, he don't got no guns or nothing, man. Let's do this. Bro, I'm gonna tell you one time and one time only. Get that money out. It's gonna be major problems. You heard me? Yo, what was that, man? I just heard gunshots, man. What was that, man? Oh, no, he done shot our dude. He done shot. Get him, man. He's running out the door. Go get him right now, man. Let's get him. Yo, once again, it's on. Back at you one more again. Real Kens TV in the house like kitchen sinks. You know, oftentimes when you live in a life of crime, you're not going to work every day. You're not going to school, doing the things that, you know, everyday productive citizens do. You find yourself in compromising situations, such as, where's my next dollar going to come from? So typically, birds of a feather tend to flock together. So you get with your partners or whatever, and most of the time they're exactly like you are, and you all devise a plan. You all devise a scheme, you know, come up on some money real fast type ordeal. In this particular story I'm going to tell you all today, plan didn't go as planned, as they typically don't, especially robberies. There's a dude named Ryan. It was his real name, Ryan. And Ryan has some money. Now, when I say he has some money, I'm not saying or suggesting that he was a millionaire by any stretch of the imagination, but he was hood rich. He was street rich, you know. It was to believe that Ryan, you know, probably had 150,000. That's a lot of bread. Especially when you out here and you starve and you don't got nothing. And you know somebody that has 150,000 and you deem them as an easy target. Oh yeah. I got to get that. Now, I'm not talking about myself. I'm just figuratively speaking. That's how dudes, you know, generally look upon situations like that. So Ryan, man, was a dude, never been in any trouble. He just got his money, didn't bother anybody. He was a bookie, and he used to book games. And, you know, he dealt with certain people or what have you, you know, that was going to pay their debts, you know, that was on the up and up or whatever. And he also sold big weed, big marijuana. Now you got to realize now marijuana is legal in a lot of places. This was a good 10, 12 years ago. So you can imagine that back then it was still a major ordeal to get caught with burros. Not, you know, a couple ounces or a couple. No, Ryan had burros of, like, he had an unlimited supply, it seemed. And he was getting it for the low, for the cheap, for you all that don't know what the low means. So Ryan was doing very well. He didn't even have to work. He sat at home. He had his people calling. Yeah, I need a pound. Okay, yeah, I need a half a pound. Yeah, I need this. And he's slanging all day long out of the house. And he has the people booking games. Now, if you bet on sports, you'll know typically the house is going to win. Yeah, you might go on a little run. You might hit a couple games. But in the overall scheme of things, the house is going to win. So Ryan, man, he was doing well. He had a guy that, we had a mutual friend. And the mutual friend of mine, he's no longer my mutual friend, but at the particular time, he was a mutual friend. We're going to call him Chuck. It's not his real name, but we're going to call him Chuck. It's really Ryan's real name, but Chuck is not his real name. So we'll just call him Chuck. And Ryan took Chuck in. You know, Chuck was having a hard time. He was dealing with some things, you know, just life was just hitting him in all different directions. And, excuse me, he needed a little, you know, pick-me-up or whatever. So Ryan allowed him to stay there, didn't charge him any rent. You can stay here as long as you want, man. My food is your food. My refrigerator is your refrigerator. Anything I got, you more than welcome to. Just don't do this and don't do this. You know, this is my business. But anything outside of that, if you need anything, man, just holler at me. Ryan was a white dude. Ryan was probably 6'2", skinny dude, probably 160, short brown hair. Just your average everyday, you know, wore sweatpants and a t-shirt every day. You know, he wasn't flashy. He had money. Wasn't flashy by any stretch of the imagination. Chuck was a black dude. Probably about 5'11", bald head dude, caramel complected or whatever. Just a, nothing spectacular about him either. They were just friends since like middle school or junior high back then, and they just remained friends over the years. So Ryan gave Chuck a place to stay when nobody else would really give Chuck a place to stay. So as time went on, Chuck started to notice certain things that was going on as far as how much cash that Ryan was actually bringing in. Sure, he'd have a bad weekend or a bad day or two on the, as far as booking the game. So he might have to pay out $5 or $6 grand, 10 grand sometimes. But for the most part, he's bringing in that type of money almost every day. And so Chuck is seeing this, but at the same time, he's not really trying to plot or anything like that because he knows that Ryan is helping him out. This is how loose lips break relationships. Because instead of Chuck keeping what he's seen to himself, he tells another individual, just talking, pillow talking or whatever. And he's telling this other individual, yeah, hey, man. And we're going to call the other individual, we're going to call him Shy. We're going to call him Shy. So he's telling Shy about Ryan's business, everything that's going on. So he's like, man, he got that much cash? He's like, yeah, man, dude, I know where he keeps the cash at and everything. Now, Chuck was a little green, if you ask me, because initially he wasn't telling, he was just running his mouth, basically. He wasn't telling Shy this for the sake of Shy doing something to Ryan. He was just talking. Yeah, man, the dude got so much money, man. He keeps $30,000 in his coffee table. I know that for a fact. So Shy's like, $30,000 in the coffee table. How does he do that? Man, because what he does is he rolls the bills up real tight, got all hundreds. He rolls them up and he sticks them up in the legs and then puts the bottom part, of the leg back on, screws it back on or whatever. And he keeps that money in the legs of the coffee table. So Shy was a gangster. Shy was a real life gangster. Was like, for real? Yeah, man. So he's plotting. He's like, well, let me ask you this. Does, is Ryan a violent dude? Does he have any guns? Does he have any goons around him? Nah, man, that dude, man, he ain't gonna harm a fly, man. He just gets his money. He deals with certain people on the games. He don't deal with everybody. And he deals with certain people on the pounds or the weed or whatever. And that's it. Interesting. So you sure he don't have no guns and nothing like it? Nah, man. He don't, if he does, I've never seen it. The guy is just a cool dude. He don't speak anything about any sort of violence whatsoever. So as he's talking, the more he talks, Chi-Town, he's taking a mental note of this, as though he was really writing, like he had a pen and pad and he was taking notes, but it was mental notes. So one day, Chi-Town approaches Chuck, and he say, listen, Chuck, your boy got so much money, man. You know what I'm saying? I'm starving out here on these streets, man. Now, remember, on the streets, anything goes. Ain't no rules to the streets, man. Ain't no rule. Only rules to the streets is you don't snitch, and that's not even a rule no more because people snitching left and right. Chuck's like, nah, man, that's my man's, man. I don't want nothing to happen to him. We was just talking. Shy's like, nah, listen, man, listen. I respect that, Chuck. I respect that. This is what I'm saying. You say he don't have no guns, right? It's like, yeah, he don't keep no weapons. He said, look, this is what we gonna do. We gonna roll in on him. We roll in. We not gonna hurt him. We not gonna lay a hand on him. We gonna scream a little bit, and we gonna get that money. You said he keeps it in the coffee table, right? So Chuck's like, yeah, but man, I don't want y'all to do it. So, they go back and forth or whatever. So Chuck is like, well, if you all go straight to the coffee table, he gonna know that I told it, because nobody else knows where he keeps his money at. Nobody knows where he keeps his weed at. But me, I'm the only one over there. So Shy's like, come on, Chuck, I'm a gangster, man. You know what I'm saying? We gonna do it better than that, man. We not gonna just roll in and go right to the coffee table. It's gonna be, kind of scripted or whatever. We're gonna go in, man, get that money out, man. Get it out. We know you got it, get it out. But we not gonna lay a hand on him. And if he refuses to get it out, and if he acts like he don't got nothing, will start flipping over stuff and tearing up stuff or whatever. So it makes it seem as though, okay, we just happened to come across the money in the coffee table. Chuck bites. Chuck bites. Okay, but look, y'all do this, man. If I set this up for you, you know what I mean? You got to give me 15 grand. If you all get the money that you're going to get. So, you know, it didn't end up working out to where he was going to get 15 grand, but it was like, okay, 7,500. So he's going to get 7,500. Now, the thing is, when I say set this up, let me explain to you. They lived in a duplex. You got a house on the left and a house on the right, but it's one building. So they had a foyer area. So when you walked into the foyer area, the door stayed locked. You had to have a key to get into the foyer area. Once you got into the foyer area, if you go to the left, it was Ryan's house. That was side A. If you go to the right, it was the neighbor's house. It was side B. That's how it worked. They kept that door locked at all times. You could not get in if you didn't have a key. They set the whole plan up. You know what I mean? They set the whole skit up. That's what you call it, the skit. They set the skit up to where Chuck ended up leaving the door unlocked. But to kind of throw things off, when Shy and his partners came through, it was two of them. When Shy and his partner came through, actually it was three of them because there was a driver. But when Shy and his partner came through, they kicked the door. You see what I'm saying? So to make it seem like they had kicked the door open or whatever, but really the door was left unlocked anyway. Boom, they kicked the door in. Once they kicked the door in, they kicked Ryan's door in. Boom, boom, they kicked the door in. Now, keep in mind, Chuck had already reminded, or he had already informed, rather, Shy that Ryan had no cameras. 10, 12 years ago, maybe 15 years ago. It was a long time ago. So cameras, there wasn't no Ring doorbell. Cameras weren't nearly as frequent as they are now. Try that now, and you definitely gonna be on somebody's camera. Back then, it wasn't like that. Boom, they kicked Ryan's door in. When they kicked Ryan's door in, Ryan is on the couch, man. He's surprised. He's, whoa, 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 whoa. You know, they come in, they got their mask on or whatever. Get it out. Get it out. I want everything. Get on the ground. Get on the ground. So he's telling Ryan to get on the ground or whatever. Ryan's like, dude, what's going on, man? I don't have anything. I don't know who told you. I don't have anything. Mind you, Chuck's nowhere to be found. He's at work somewhere. So Ryan is steadily talking about that he doesn't have anything. They start to tear the place up. They looking for, you know, whatever they can find. They found a few pounds of weed, like in the closet somewhere. They find that, but they looking for the money. They want that money. They want that cornbread and that cabbage. Ryan ain't trying to come up off that money like that. So, as they looking for, you know, as they looking for everything, they had already promised Chuck that Ryan wouldn't be harmed whatsoever. He wouldn't be harmed. They're looking for the money. Ryan's just sitting there. They ain't tying him up or anything. He's just sitting there, man. They're real, you know, don't get me wrong. They're watching him. One of the dudes is watching him. Actually, I need to take that back. 3 of them went in. And they had a driver outside. I'm sorry. 3 of them went in. So you had one of them watching Ryan. And then you had the other 2 that was ransacking the house trying to find that cash. Yeah, they wanted the weed too, but they wanted that cash. Ryan wasn't budging. I don't got nothing. So they're already knowing that in the coffee table where at least 30,000's at. That's the information that they received from Chuck. At least 30 bands is in the legs of the coffee table. At least. They're not even looking at the coffee table at this point. They know that that's the ace in the hole. So they looking, they find a couple thousand here, 600-700 there, but they never really find the big, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80 grand, the wop that they really looking for. So the dude, that's watching Ryan, he gets to looking around or whatever. He's still watching Ryan, but he's looking around. Ryan's sitting on the couch. He's sitting on the couch, actually scared to death. Next thing you know, Ryan reaches down into the couch. This is like some movie type. You know, like the between the pillows on your couch. Ryan reaches down in between the couch, pulls his gun out, pulls a gun out of nowhere. When he pulls the gun out of nowhere, the dude already has his gun pointed at Ryan. Ryan pulls his gun out. Boom, boom, boom. Shoots 3 times. Blast the dude. Woo, woo, woo. He blasted. When he shoots him, the others turn because they in a totally different room. They pull their guns out. But when they pull their guns out, Ryan runs. You see what I'm saying? After he blasts the dude and he get an opportunity to leave the house, he runs. Boom. He leaves the house. Once he leaves the house, the dudes can't do anything. You know what I'm saying? They man's just laying there on the floor, shot up. They got a dude outside that's the getaway driver, and you got 2 of them. They continue to look for the money. But when they continue to look for the money, they say, forget this, because they know the police is coming soon. 3 gunshots just went off. They turn the coffee table upside down, start taking the legs off the coffee table or whatever. They find the money. They find the money. The money's there. Problem is, their partner has been shot up. It's broad daylight. How we gonna get him to the car? People gonna see us. They heard the gunshots. Not to mention, we don't know if he's gonna turn on us. We don't know if he lives. We don't know if he's gonna tell the truth or, you know, the whole truth and nothing but the truth. Implicate us. Now we all go down. Grab the money. But when they grab the money, they looking in all the coffee legs or whatever. And it's not as much as what they think. But they grab the money. Boom. They gone. Unfortunately, the individual that Ryan shot, he didn't make it. Unfortunately, you know, even though he was committing a heinous robbery or what have you, he didn't make it. They run out, get in the getaway car, they gone. Ryan, he's gone. He's nowhere to be found. All of this, and when it was all said and done, it was $1,800 in that coffee table. $1,800. So they got $1,800, 3 pounds of weed, and actually they got more than $1,800 because $1,800 because they found like 600 here and 800 there, you know. So they found maybe $3,000 total, maybe $3,500. Their man, their guy lost his life. $3,500. A few pounds of weed. You know what's so crazy? When the police came and you know they did the investigation and everything like that, the gun that the dude had that was pointing at Ryan, it wasn't even a real gun. It was a BB gun. It was a BB gun. See, they had went back and forth because they had agreed with Chuck that nobody would get hurt. So they didn't even want to take a real gun in there. So now they got a problem with Chuck because they say, man, you say that dude didn't have a gun. Now our dude is dead. Robberies, let me understand this, especially young people. Understand this, robberies rarely go according to plan. Because everything seems like an easy lick. Ryan seemed like an easy lick. Chuck didn't even know that Ryan had this gun. Everything seems like an easy lick. Okay, this is all you got to do. We're going to go in, we're going to get the money, we're going to run out, but you just never know what an individual has. You never know what a person is thinking. And to go in and to rob somebody, even though Ryan was not exactly doing the right thing as far as, you know, being a bookie, selling weed, he wasn't scum of the earth. No, he wasn't doing the right thing. But at the same time, man, when you live in that street life and you in them streets, it's dog eat dog. That's just the way that the streets roll, man. There is no honor in the streets at this point. There's no honor in the streets. It used to be. There's no honor, man. If an individual sees you doing better than them and they need it, man, they coming in. They coming in on you. And whatever happens, happens. So that's why you see so many people that's getting caught up and they catching these drug cases. But anytime they catch a drug case, 9.9 times out of 10, there's a pistol. There's firearms involved. Because you need firearms to protect yourself. You need firearms to protect your money, to protect your product, to protect yourself from these goons and these lions, tigers, and bears is out, on these streets and they lurking, man. You got people that's really, really out here hungry and just waiting to catch you slipping. Any moment, any opportunity that they have to catch you slipping, they're gonna catch you slipping. And they're not caring about any remorse or, it's the street life. It's just what it is. We know what this is when we sign up for it. So the two individuals that ended up, doing the robbery or whatever, it's crazy because they never got caught. They never got caught. But I'm going to tell you what's even crazier. One of the dudes is deceased at this point, and the other dude is serving so many years in a penitentiary that he might as well be deceased. He's never coming home. And if he does, he'll be 80, 85. That's what the parole board, they'll do to you. They'll punish you by allowing you to, okay, he's been locked up 50, 60 years. Here, let him out. That's a form of punishment. Because you're living better in the penitentiary than you'll ever live after being locked up 50, 60 years. You can get out and you're 80 years old. Everybody that you knew is deceased. What do you know? Technology, everything. You don't know anything. Parole board, they'll go on and let you out. That's what happened to Fleece Johnson. He talks about it all the time. Hustle Spirit 502, featuring Fleece Johnson and Big Lee. Y'all go check them out. He talks about it all the time. They let me out. I cussed the parole board out, called them all type of D suckers, and they still let me out after doing 40 years. Why? Because they knew or they felt as though he would never make it on the street. So it's more punishment for him to be out here on the street opposed to being the man in penitentiary. It's a daggone shame, man. And these stories, there's many, many more stories like this. You think that an individual has this and he has that because somebody tells you something, or because it looks like something, because a person has a big house, or he drives a nice car, or he dresses nice, or he got diamonds on or gold on. Let me explain to you, man. A lot of people that you think are doing well in life, they're just barely getting by, just like you and us, you and I. Everything that glitters ain't gold. Sure, they got a big house. Sure, they got a nice car. Sure, but guess what? They got nice car payments too. A lot of people that are not really educated, and when I say educated, as far as like the finances, oh man, he got a 750 BMW. I know he's paying $500-600 a month for that. Are you crazy? Yeah, if he put 40,000 down, or if he had a nice trade-in or two, you know what I'm saying? But the people that's living these luxurious lifestyles or whatever, man, they paying $1,200, $1,500, $2,000 a month for they cars. You know what I'm saying? Like, ain't no telling what their mortgages is. Ain't no telling what they spend monthly, and they're in debt, credit card debts. So when you see these type of things, now I'm not saying everybody, because some people are smart with their money and they're financial literate with their money. They don't go out here and do these dumb things. But a lot of people live beyond their means. Yeah, even the rich people. I'm even gonna say rich, even the middle class, even the people that, husband makes $200 a year, the wife makes $140. Some of them even have trouble. Some of them live check to check, believe it or not. So the basis of what I'm saying is, don't believe everything that you see, and definitely don't believe everything that you hear. Now those two individuals, you would say, okay, well, they were lucky to get away. But were they? Because one's deceased, and one is spending pretty much the rest of his life in prison. The driver, and then the other one lost his life, on the scene. The driver, I'm not sure what's going on with him. But not sure what's Ryan's doing to this day. I would like to see Ryan. I would like to know how much money Ryan really had in that house. Ryan was a real soldier. They thought Ryan was just going, okay, dude, just give it, because he was one of those type dudes. Okay, dude. Yeah, you would imagine him doing that. Nah. See, it's easy being a soldier when it ain't no war. A lot of people, oh man, I'm a real one, man. They got to kill me. They got to. Ryan was really about that. Never would have thought it. Man, I don't know what y'all talking about, man. I'm just a regular dude. I don't got nothing, man. I don't have nothing. Ryan didn't give it up. I don't know how many people's gonna do what Ryan did in that particular situation. Ryan got out of there with his life, lost a few pounds. That wasn't nothing. Ryan had burrows. Lost a few $1,000s. That wasn't nothing. That was one day of you know what I'm saying, booking games. Dog eat dog world, man. Real Kens TV. Hopefully you like the video. Feel free to comment. Definitely share. Subscribe to the channel if you're not already subscribed. And be sure to hit that post notification. So anytime I bring you this action, this heat, guess what? You're amongst the first to receive.